Hi, this is going to be just a short little testing video on this particular model. This is a Blitzer 8902. It's a little plug-in model. It's 2 joule output, up to 50 miles. I would have to say that 50 miles is probably a little bit of a stretch. It's probably 50 miles of a single wire that's perfectly clean. You add more wires or get a bunch of grass on it, cut that down by a third or a half or more. But anyways, we're going to repair it for a guy. This is made by the Zareba people right down there. They make a whole bunch of different units. A lot of them are the same unit, just different color case or different sticker on the front, but most of them that are that they make are all the same guts on the inside between all the between each model, that's relative to what they look like and the size and mileage and all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna turn it on here and show you what it's doing. This got a single little light there that flashes on it. That's just your fence OK light. Tells you if that thing's flashing, typically you've got good power coming out of it. So let's put the tester on here. It's peaking out right around 8,000 volts. Pretty good voltage out of that little guy. And I'll put a little screwdriver across here to see the spark at a jump. Pretty good snap for a 2 joule unit. Didn't have a whole lot of stored energy to it, but for what it's designed to do, or a small pasture or whatever, it'll do a good job. Until it gets loaded down with some grass and vegetation and stuff like that, then it's going to dog down pretty quick. It'll power through some, but all these small units, they have their limit of what they can handle. Now, one quick thing about testing units or not knowing if your unit's good or not. If you got a fence tester, it doesn't have to be one of these analog deals. It could be a digital one or a flash and light tester. The ones I like are either the digital ones, preferably a Gallagher DVM3, or something like this. But anyways, if say your animals are getting out or animals are getting in, we're not supposed to get in at, and you want to see if your unit is a problem or not, if you go over to it and you can hear it clicking and everything, if the light's flashing, typically means you're good. But for some reason, if say the fence is shorted up pretty hard and that light's not flashing like it is right there, not flashing, then you've usually got a short somewhere. But if you unplug the unit, disconnect your fence and ground wires from the unit, power it back on, if the light goes to flashing, go ahead and put a tester on to see what you get. If you get good reading out of it, then the unit itself is probably fine, and it's got a problem out on the fence somewhere that's causing that light not to flash. Now, if you plug it in with nothing hooked up to it and the light does not flash and it is clicking, go ahead and still put a tester on there. If you get very little voltage, like like this one's peaking out at 8,000, so if it was either 0 or very, very low, then the problem is within the unit itself. Or if the light's not flashing and you do get good voltage reading at the unit, then the unit's fine. That's the little bulb inside that's burned out. So I always trust a meter just to know exactly what is going on, and you can't use a regular AC DC voltometer. You got to be kind of careful using those. Some of the cheaper brand digital voltmeters for like AC DC stuff, if you're lucky, it'll just make the screen kind of flicker. If you're unlucky, it'd either burn the board up, or best case scenario, it'll blow the fuse. But like a fluke meter, a lot of those will see a flicker of numbers on the screen every time the unit pulses, but it just tells you you're getting something. It doesn't tell you anywhere near what the voltage is at. This thing puts out like 8,000 volts. Very little current, but 8,000 volts, and most voltometers don't even go that high. So that's what usually burns up a meter. So I've had a few people ask about that, so I figure I'd put that out here for you. So I mean, I don't know what these things cost. They're probably $100. I don't know what these things sell for new. Maybe a little more than that. Maybe a couple $100. I don't know. So if you get like a Gallagher DVM3, most of the local stores that carry the Gallagher stuff usually have those fence testers on hand. and they're like 50 bucks, 55 bucks, but they'll read about any brand out there, whether it's their brand of Gallagher or if it's a different brand like this one. It reads them very, very accurately. There's some other testers out there of digital ones that are either really way off the beaten path from a good accurate reading even on their own brands, or it's you know, far-fetched and they're stretching the calibration inside to make it read higher when what it is. I had a tester here somewhere. I don't use it anymore, but I still have it. But it read its own brand like 16,000 volts. I put the Gallagher tester, I knew darn well the thing wasn't putting out 15,000. I put the Gallagher DVM on there, I got like 7,000 to 9,000 volts, whatever it was. I put this tester on there, I got about the same. So I didn't trust that tester. I don't even know what brand it was off the top of my head. But you know, if you're going to spend money on a good tester, or on money on a tester in general, I know some of the flash and light testers are, you know, cheap, like $5-10 bucks. What I don't like about those is some of the cheaper ones like Dare and Shock or Zareba flash and light testers. Red Snapper, I think's got one. They work good sometimes on most of their units. What I don't like about them is when you get a smaller joule unit, say of the same brand or another brand, you know, it takes a certain amount of joules energy to light those little flashing lights up on the inside. And if those brands that make those flash and light testers aren't calibrated to a smaller joule unit, you know, you might only get 1 or 2 lights out of it. You put one of these on there, it shows like 7,000 to 9,000 volts out of it. So those flash and light testers aren't always accurate. I mean, on a bigger unit, it'll probably light them all the way up, you know, just fine. Another thing I don't like about them is when you're out in the field trying to use one of those flashlight testers, if it's a sunny day, unless you block out the sun on them, you know, cover it up and try to see what you're reading, then you'll have a better time of seeing it. But sometimes you'll get a bad glare and it's hard to see those flashing lights on there. So I prefer a digital tester of like a Gallagher DVM3 or one of these testers. I don't know where I picked it up at. It's made in Taiwan, but it works good, so it doesn't matter. But anyways, you know, look us up sometime. You know, we'd be happy to help you out troubleshooting or repairs, or if you want to order a part to try to repair your unit, whether it's this brand or another brand or whatever. You know, we'll be here to help you. Ask questions down in the comments area down below. Like the video if you like, subscribe to the video if you like. Go to our website, which is fencerfixer.com, and fencer and fixer is both spelled with an F as in Frank. You can hit the little description tab down there, and a little link, a little drop down box pops up. You can, I don't know if it, click on the link, or if you want to copy and paste it into your browser and go that way. But either way, you know, that's what we're here for, to help. You know, we give free estimates on everything that we work on, and we give 18-month warranties on everything that we work on. And that includes lightning damage as part of the warranty. So, you know, I don't know what else to say besides, until we put out another video, we'll see you later.